So I'm going to turn it over to Colleen because I know it's going to be really busy. And Colleen, her is an artist. Her specialty is actually sculpture, if I'm correct, right, Colleen?
Yeah.
So, and because it's Earth Day, we really wanted to challenge you to look at those reduce, reuse, recycle, repurpose, and reinvent to create something new. And then that reminded me of something from nothing. So I'm going to turn it over to Colleen and we're going to have an awesome session. She's not going to be drawing today, boys and girls. She's going to be building with us and inspiring us to use some things that are around our house that we might not use anymore to build into something else. Now, the one thing is, if you are going to use something at home, please make sure you have permission to do that. Right? We want
Yes.
to make
That's
sure
very
it's up
important.
to permission. Oh, Kerrigan, yep, you used egg cartons for your paints. Put her paints in. So she, instead of a palette, she used her egg cartons. That's a really good reusable, that's good reusing. So I'm going to turn it over to Colleen and we're going to enjoy and be inspired. So over to you, Colleen.
Thanks so much, Mally, and thanks everybody for being here with me. I'm going to show you some examples of my art that I make myself because making art with things that were going to be discarded or thrown in the garbage or recycling is one of my favorite things to do. I love taking something that's going to be thrown away or not used for anything and then turning it into a piece of art that has some sort of meaning to myself. I really find it really fun just being creative and seeing what I can make out of the things that I have. Sometimes I like challenging myself to say, okay, these are the boxes that I have. What am I going to make with this? What is it going to turn into? So it'll be a little different than our sessions usually are today, because normally we do step by step and everything kind of looks similar at the end. Everybody has their own particular creative flair that comes out. But here, if you have your own boxes, you're going to be making your own work with your boxes or whatever sort of recycled materials you find. And I'll be doing my own thing as well. I'm going to show you a few different techniques that you may think about later that you could use. And if you don't have anything to use and you just want to watch today, that's totally fine too. So the first thing I'd like to show you, actually I've got a piece here. So sometimes I like making buildings out of cardboard, and usually I try to pick buildings that have some sort of meaning to me. So this is actually my parents' house where they live right now, my mom and my stepdad. It's the house that I grew up in, but my parents have done a lot of renovations, so it doesn't look like this anymore, but this is how the house looked when I grew up in it as a kid. And I made this just out of cardboard. You can see from the back, this is even just a flap of a box lid, and it's taped together. I just use masking tape and cardboard, and I just kept adding different boxes to it. And actually, I'll send Mally the link. I put a lesson for this on the Winnipeg Art Gallery's website just yesterday. So there's some step-by-steps that will show you how to make it. The windows I cut out with scissors, and then I put pieces of plastic, and they're just like plastic containers that maybe strawberries would have come in, and I cut out the lid and then I painted them blue. I'll put it a little closer to the door. When I was a kid, my parents had that carpet that's green that kind of looks like fake grass on the stairs. So that's why I painted the stairs green. And that's the old wood door. And then I cut out another piece of cardboard to be the. So that's one building that I made, and it's so nice and light. I covered it with paint after. I'm going to bring over another sculpture that I made. So this is a bigger one that I made, and it's a little hard to fit it all in the screen. But this is my house right now that I live in with my family right now. Oh, thank you, Katie, for saying beautiful. I made it so the flap opens, so it made it a little easier for me to fit the furniture inside. I put my couch in there, that I also made out of cardboard and painted. I put, there's a little cardboard table at the back for my dining room table. I put my fish tank in there. So I tried to recreate it as close. The screen is frozen. It does look like the front screen's frozen. I tried to make it as close as possible to how my house looks, including the little plants that were just, they were just some fabric flowers that I cut up that somebody was going to throw out and gave to me. And the limestone part here that I have on the front of my building, it's just collage. And that's when you take pieces of magazine and cut it up. So I just cut pieces of collage into strips and put it on the front in a pattern. So I also put inside, I put some plastic toys that were going to be thrown out, some carpet that I found that was going to be thrown out. So not just cardboard to build it, but different things that I came across. I'll show you another one. So I work at the Winnipeg Art Gallery, but I also volunteer at a little gallery downtown in Winnipeg called Mawa. And I recreated the building that that Mawa is in. And what I used was actually a box that held files from Mawa. So sometimes I like taking something that's special to the building and then making the sculpture out of that. So this was a box, it's a banker's box, that had files in it from Mawa that they were going to throw out. And I took it and thought, I'm going to turn this into, oh, thanks, Katie, for attaching the link there. I'm going to turn it into Mawa because it's a building that's special to me. And you may be able to see in the window in the inside, I made a little version of the big sculpture and put it inside. So I'll show you from the back. And then there's some art on the walls. And for this project, my daughter helped me make the art. So she made little drawings and then I put it on the wall. So she has a little show in there. And then on the side, I found these cool samples that somebody was going to throw out and they gave to me. They're like, hey, Colleen, would you like to use this for your art? So I had held on to it for a little while and then I just put them up the side of this box. Another thing that I like doing is lighting the boxes from the inside. So I don't have a light in here right now, but when I showed it at the gallery, I did have a light in it. So it looked like it was nice and bright in the inside. Maybe I'll show you a couple of my oh, actually, this may be something that you may like to see. So this is what my my parents' vehicle looked like when I was a kid growing up. We had this station wagon, and it's just made out of cardboard too. It's kind of hard to see because I painted a bit on the back here. This is just green tape, green paint, painter's tape. And it's just a few different boxes put together. I think this is a cracker box. And then I put some foil around the wheels to look like the hubcaps. I painted a piece of paper and glued it on here. Yeah, so just an idea. It doesn't necessarily have to be this will be the last one. I also really like making dot. Oh, go ahead.
Everyone's saying cool and wow.
Oh, that's nice to hear. Thank you. I haven't been looking at the chat, so thank you. I appreciate that. Now, I also have a whole bunch of different dioramas behind me, but I think I'll just bring down this one to show you. They're all very similar. A couple years ago, I decided to make a diorama every day for, well, it was supposed to be for 30 days, but I made 30 dioramas over a period of about 40 days. And this is one of them. So a diorama is when you make a little scene in a box. And if I didn't have a character, this I imagine is myself, I just drew her on some paper. So I drew myself on some paper and cut it out and glued it in. And I'd like you guys to think about that. Maybe when your buildings are built a little further along, you may like to make a little paper version of yourself or some characters and add it. And then I just put some twigs that I found outside. I was trying to be really imaginative with this diorama, and there was one day where our street flooded. So there was lots and lots of water going down the street, and I was walking down the street in my red raincoat and my rubber boots, and I thought, oh, wouldn't it be cool if there were fish going down the street as well? So I used my imagination, and then I put some toy fish that weren't being used in my house in the box. And this was my old house that I had lived in before I moved to this new one. So I just made it out of paper and the trees out of paper, and I put it inside. And this was looks kind of like a shell almost. I had made it out of clay and wasn't using it. And this is magazine collage, and these are some tiles. So I just wanted to show you that as well to give you the sense that you can put a character in your box if you'd like to as well. All right. So now, were some people able to find some boxes to build out of? I'll show you what I've got here. I've got a cracker box, macaroni box, toothpaste. I've got 2 toothpaste. Sometimes I like it. Sometimes I like it when I have multiple boxes that are the same, because then you can use them as chairs or art tray. We'll think of something creative with that.
Now, Colleen, we have a small group today. There's only about 15 or 16 families. So if, I don't know if it's okay with you, but if any kids would like to turn their cameras on, I can definitely
I love that.
have the ability to do that. So if you want me to let you have the ability to turn your camera on, just say, please let me turn on my camera in the chat, and I'll make sure that happens for you.
Oh, that'd be awesome. That would really help with this project. Yeah. I have a little tape box. I have a little box that some hair product came in. I've got some clear plastic stuff that I may use for a window. So one of the first things that I do when I'm building is I like to, and you don't have to do this, there's no rules to this, but I like to close down the flaps and to tape them shut. So I'm gonna fold up the end of this box. I'm gonna take a piece of masking tape, and it doesn't have to be masking tape, it could be whatever tape you have on hand. And then I find an important step that I tell people when we're doing this workshop, and I should just say I do this workshop, I give this workshop to teachers a lot, at least twice a year. I show teachers how to build like this. Somebody's catwalked on their keyboard.
Oh, there's Elena. Elena's popping up there.
Elena, it's nice to see you. Okay, so when I tape a flap down, I like to put the tape across the long way. Lots of people just want to put it across like that, but I like to tape it the long way, and I like to put half of my piece of tape on one side of the flap and then the other half on the box that it's being taped down to.
I see Elena's got a nice big piece of cardboard there. Awesome.
Ooh, cool. So I'm just down. And then I don't usually worry too much about how the corners, I don't worry if it's kind of a messy fold.
And Kerrigan would like to turn on her camera too, Katie, if you can. Oh, there she is. Thanks.
Great. Just gonna rip a bit of the extra tape off. And then I'm gonna put a bit more tape down on the other side. Okay, so I've got my macaroni box taped down. I think I'm going to tape these toothpaste boxes lids down now because I think that this may be a cool archway. I like adding archways when I do this project. And the sort of building we're going to make right now isn't going to be a building like I showed you that looks like a particular house. I think it's just going to be more creative and imaginative. Sometimes I make buildings that look like they're from the future. Sometimes they're just kind of fun and wacky buildings. Like, how would you like your dream building to look? Maybe it's going to have a slide on it. Maybe it has a swing set going off of the balcony. You can just use your imagination, make it whatever you'd like to make it. And the other cool thing about this project is that it's fun to play with after. Sometimes people make ramps and have little toy cars that go down the ramps. Sometimes I personally really like dinosaurs. So we'll often, if I make kind of a wacky futuristic building, sometimes I'll put my dinosaurs on there. Okay, so continuing to tape down the lids, and again, it's good to go the long side with the lid. All right. Now I've got my toothpaste boxes, and I'm gonna see which, maybe this hair box may be kind of cool to build with. To go this way or this way, or maybe the macaroni box, maybe the Breton. You know what? I think I'm gonna put the tape. I'm gonna tape down my toothpaste boxes on top of the Breton, but I know I'm gonna want this on top, so I'm gonna measure it out before I start taping. And sometimes you may want to use a marker or a pen to mark where things are going to be. You don't have to, you can kind of eyeball. Oh, here's my Sharpie. Here we go. But I think I'm going to make a little line that reminds me that that's where the end of the toothpaste boxes are going to go. And then I'm going to tape it down. Lena, I can see you working away there. Oh, that looks cool. Looks like you've got a roof.
It's okay if you don't know what to make yet. Sometimes when we're working on art, we just sometimes need to sit back and look and be inspired before we know what to make. That is completely okay.
That's very true. Yes, Mally. Thanks for mentioning that. Yeah, I see Logan, you writing, you're not sure what to make yet. To tell you the truth, I'm not really sure how mine's going to turn out yet either. I'm just kind of seeing what boxes kind of strike me as looking interesting. And then I'm just going to start taping them together. And maybe you just have one big box and you are looking to cut some windows or doors in it. And I'm going to show you how to do that in just a minute. So yeah, I'm really not sure how mine's going to look in the end, but I'm trusting that it's going to work out. And I'm just kind of having fun with the process of making, and that's okay. Sometimes it doesn't need to be about how it looks in the end. Sometimes it's just about making something. And that's really a fun thing to do. I just noticed that the side of this cracker box, whoops, my box fell off, was bending a bit. So I'm gonna reinforce it with a bit more tape here.
Colleen, just before you do that, could you do one thing for me?
Yeah.
At the very top of your screen, there's a button that says help. Can you see that? Can you click on that and click on the health checker for me and do an audio and video stats? Let me know what they are. I just want to check on your connection there.
Yeah, sorry, am I not coming through very clearly?
It's actually pretty good right now as soon as I asked you to do that, but what does it say that your bandwidth is?
100.
Oh,
sorry.
You're good.
My
Yep.
send or my receive?
Your send is fine. And what about, is there anything under packet loss? Does it give me any percentage on packet loss?
It
Under
just says 0%.
Okay, perfect. It just came right as soon as I asked you to do that, so we're good.
Okay, can you see my bandwidth?
Yeah, we're good now. Yeah,
Okay.
I just wanted to do a quick check. Thanks.
Sorry if it was if you were losing me there for a bit.
No, it was just a bit pixely, but I just wanted to see if it was a Cisco problem or bandwidth, but it looks like it's better now, so we're good.
Okay. Oh, good. All right, so I've got my toothpaste taped down, and I just realized it could go either way. Go this way, but I think I'm gonna go that way because I like the idea of putting this one on top. I keep moving my computer back a little further because
Now Logan says he doesn't know what to make.
yeah, I think Mally was mentioning that's okay if you're not sure what to make, Logan. Logan, how many do you have? Some boxes? Maybe I can offer some suggestions. Or are you doing all right now? I'd love to hear how it's going right now for you, Logan, if you don't mind chatting. Excuse me. You have 2 boxes. And what size of a box are they? They like a cracker box? Are they small boxes or kind of medium size? Small and big. Great.
You can even put your camera on, Logan, if you want to show Colleen. I gave you the ability to share your camera if you want.
I'd love to see if you don't mind, Logan. So
It's funny, I can't see Kerrigan or Logan's camera, and but I can see Elena working away.
yeah, Elena is just working away. I see her. That's so awesome. Yeah, I think Kerrigan and Logan may need to maybe is there something on their end they have to click to allow camera to share?
Yeah, there'll be a little video button, guys.
Oh, yes. Oh, there's Logan. Oh, wow, Logan.
Logan.
Those are great boxes you've got. Wow. Okay, so if I were you, I think I'd start with the big box. And it can be like your base. And you know what? I've got a box that's a similar size. Let me pull out my box. Ooh, that's cool. So which way do you think you'd like to have it go, Logan? Oh, I see you're cutting away already. You look like you've got, did you find your inspiration? Ah, you're cutting stuff. Okay, so I think I'm gonna show you with a bigger box because maybe like Logan, a lot of you have bigger boxes to work with. I have a box that's a shoe box with a lid. Ooh, what's in there? Some bonus cardboard. Yay! I'll put that aside for later. And some dust. I don't want the dust. I'll shut that up in there. And I'm going to put some tape across the top of the lid so that the lid stays onto the box.
Can I ask you a quick question when you're doing that, Colleen?
Pardon me?
Can I ask you a quick question when you're doing that?
Please, anytime.
Does Jamie have a website?
Jamie, that's a good question. I think he has his Sisler IDM website, which shows a lot of his students' work on it and may have some lessons on there.
Okay, maybe I'll ask you to send me that because I'm just starting our web page so that I can show the kids where I found this lesson.
Oh, wonderful. Thanks, Mally. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to use my marker now, and I'm going to make a door on the front of this box. And I'm going to make it like a curved door. So I'm just going to draw it with my marker so that I have kind of a guide. And then I'm going to take my scissors and I'm very carefully going to stab into the box with my scissors. The box is a little tougher than I thought it would be. Just so I can get a hole in there. Just so I can get a hole, and then I'm going to use my scissors like I would cut paper. Whenever I give this lesson to teachers, they always want to cut with X-Acto knives, and I always tell them that scissors do a great job of cutting. If it's a thinner cardboard, it's okay. So I like to challenge them in that way. So I'm going to cut open this door. And then any cardboard that comes off, I like to keep it aside. Oh, look at you, Elena, you borrowed. That's really smart. I like that. So that's something you could definitely do. I cut mine right off, but I like how Elena made hers so that hers is a flap that opens and closes. All right. So there's my door. Now I'm wondering how these could work together. I'm not quite sure yet. Maybe I'll tape them like this. I'm just wondering, maybe I could make a swing that's going to swing here. Or maybe I could put it on top. And I wanted to mention as well, sometimes this is a project that I like giving to students to do in a group. So if you have a sibling at home, a brother or a sister, you may want to build together with your brother or sister or with somebody in your family. That's always a fun project too, because they will want to add things in a different way that maybe you didn't think about adding. It's fun to have group projects that way. When I was a kid, my friend who lived across the street, I had a sleepover at her house, and actually it was a snowstorm, so I ended up getting stuck at her house for a whole weekend with her family, and all we did that whole weekend was build with cardboard, and it was so much fun. We ended up building a gigantic dollhouse. Oh, so I have another box that had another interesting shape inside. Where am I going to put this box? I think I may tape it right in the front, like it's a little step on the front. Oh, somebody else is making a door. Awesome. How do you make 2 floors? Oh, that is an excellent question. Okay, so there's 2 different ways you can make 2 floors. If you have one box, sorry, if you have 2 boxes is what I meant to say, you can take your one box and then add the other box on top. You could tape it right on top. Or if you have one box, you could keep the lid off if you wanted, or cut a hole in it and add another floor. And that's what I did for the Mawa building. Let me show you that. This was the Mawa building. Logan, you're asking? So here's the Mawa building. Here's the back of it. And I have a flap that opens up. Oh, you could see that's where my light was. The light doesn't work anymore. It needs new batteries in it. And then I just taped another piece of cardboard across the middle to hold it in place. I also had a piece of cardboard here. There's a couple pieces to hold this floor up to give it a little more support. Logan, you can't see us anymore? I can see you. Okay. And then I'll show you again. Oh, now you can? Okay, did you see the floor? Were you able to see how I added a piece of cardboard across? But Logan, you have 2 boxes, so you can put one box on top of the other box to make 2 floors. Let me see. Oh, there you go. You've got it. Yeah, that's a good way to do it, Logan. Oh. But how do I tape it? Okay, so you're gonna put the tape. So you may want to put your box down on the side and put your wall inside, and then put the tape in long strips. You can see how mine, Logan, you can see how I have tape here. So part of it's on the floor that I'm attaching, and on the bottom half as well. Maybe you're going to get tape. Are you going to get tape? Okay, so now I'm going to turn over the bottom of this, and I'm going to put some tape here across the bottom. How are the other participants doing too? Are people building? Yes, yep, okay. People are doing okay. All right. So I've got that bottom part there. I am going to, so here's something else I'm gonna show you guys how to do. I think I'd like to add some sort of a balcony. A balcony is like when you have a little ledge off of a second floor of a building. And I'm going to use this bottom part of the box to be my balcony. So I'm going to take a ruler. It doesn't have to be a ruler. It could be any sort of straight edge. Actually, I could just use another box. I'm going to use this to pretend to be my ruler. And I'm going to take my marker and draw a line so I know where to cut. And actually, I'm going to flip my box so I keep it all the way, the line all the way around. into my box so that I have a smaller piece of a box that can be my balcony. Okay, so I've got this little part of a box. I'm gonna make my balcony, I think I'm gonna make it come out the side. So what I wanna do first is make a little door for my balcony to come out of. So I'm gonna draw a little doorway. And actually I'm gonna have it come down, so I'm gonna cut in here too. Emma, you wrote good. That means you're doing good. You're doing, your building's coming along well. This box is hard to cut into. I kind of have to saw it with my scissors. Okay, so I'm gonna cut out my little second floor balcony door. And then I'm gonna tape the balcony on. Oh, Elena, you made stairs. That's fantastic. Can I see? Let me see. Oh, wow. Look how great those look. Look at you working away. That is so awesome. Oh my goodness, Logan, that looks great. Wow, look at you guys already. That didn't take long at all. These amazing buildings.
Yeah, see, sometimes you just need inspiration. This is so great. Right, we're going to need to do another sculpture session.
Oh, I would love that, Mally.
Gabby's making Hogwarts. Oh, that's awesome.
Wow.
Hogwarts.
Hogwarts, how magical. This project is a project I've done in the past before. I think someone mentioned that in the last drawing session I did, that somebody had made a castle out of cardboard. So I've done that with a group of students where everybody made their own. Everyone had a box about this size, maybe a little bit bigger, and they each made their castle room, and then they all brought it together and it became one big castle. And actually I have a little bit of a castle diorama. I'll show you guys. I think it's just around the corner. It wasn't there.
Colleen, let me show you this bed and chair that Carol made.
Ooh.
Let's see if you can see it. Can you guys see that? Oh, I'll hold it the right way.
Wow, that looks so cool.
She made it out of a toothpaste box.
Fantastic.
So everybody else can see.
Wow, that looks so great. You were my. Oh, I see my castle now. Hang on.
I love seeing you guys all working so hard. That is so great.
So it's castle diorama. So I put a little box that I turned into a castle inside a bigger box, and you may not be able to see here, but it has a zigzag edge to this box, and that's because this box used to be an aluminum foil box. It's where you get the foil out of, and the jagged edge would be where the cutter for the foil was. And then I put a moon up at the top, and when the light worked, the light was inside and would make the moon really bright. And that's my daughter and her dog, and my son, and my husband and I. And I'm pretending we're living in this castle, and we're each in our own little rooms.
And Emma's making a slide. Oh, we would love you guys to show, if you could send us a picture. They know how to send us a picture. Maybe they need some their parents' help, but we would love for them to be sending us a picture so that we can send it off to Colleen.
I would love to see it. I always love seeing the artwork at the end. All right, so I've got my balcony, I've got my door. I'm gonna try and figure out a way I can attach this. Oh, maybe I'll put it at the front. No, maybe I'll put it at the side.
Oh, Jane and Alice would like to show you their Hogwarts. Let me enable your camera.
I would love to see that.
Maybe we could get everybody showing them at one time when we
Yeah, actually, Jane and Alice, I don't think I can because it doesn't look like you have a camera available. So that's okay. We can, you guys just mail us a picture. That's fine too.
Yeah, I can see it then. Hogwarts, I can just imagine how cool that would be.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is how it's starting to come together.
Wow.
I really think that I may want to add some sort of a swing on here that I can put something. Maybe I can put one of my dinosaur toys on there.
That looks awesome.
Look at that, Logan. Logan, keep
Logan, that's amazing. And Elena, my goodness.
I hold those up. Elena, can you hold yours up too, please?
I can just imagine how cool everybody at home's must be.
Let's see yours, Elena. Hold it up again. I've got you on the big screen. Ooh. Whoa, that's a big one.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Wow, so big. That's going to be so fun. Okay, so something you may notice as I just keep adding tape. Sometimes the tape doesn't quite take with just one piece. So I keep layering some more tape on. And that's the nice thing about it, and reattach it again. There's no worries. It's pretty easy to work with. Sometimes I like building with clay, and with clay you can't really just tape it together and fix it again necessarily if it breaks. So that's one reason I prefer cardboard to clay sometimes. And this box doesn't want to quite stay, so I'm going to put a nice piece of tape across the bottom. So some people may be wondering, how can we decorate our boxes after? And if you have paint and your parents are okay with you painting, you're more than welcome to paint it, like I do with some of my boxes. Oftentimes I really like adding collage, and that's where you take scraps of paper from magazines or flyers, pieces of paper that were going to be thrown out, and you cut out images and then glue them on. And that could be a really fun way of adding characters too. Maybe you find a giraffe, a collage of a giraffe, and you want to cut it out and paste it right here on your building. And that really adds something fun to it. I think I'm going to put this one up in the middle. Sometimes it feels like I'm building with blocks, with wooden blocks when I'm making these sculptures. Oh, Elena has to go. Bye, Elena. Oh, I think you're gone already. Thanks for visiting and making amazing art.
Looks like Logan's making something. Oh, he's typing.
Recycling day. Oh, yes. It was.
And that's okay because Logan, even you can put it aside. You can put your creations aside, Logan, and keep building on it. That's the really good thing about buildings.
I
And
was gonna say too, Molly.
yeah, because oh, look at that, Logan. Good for you.
Nice. That looks so awesome. You can keep building, adding to it. Something that people sometimes don't think about is you can build from the bottom. This could then become the top part of an even bigger box. If I took, I've got a really big box here. Whoops, that just doesn't want to stay on. Maybe I want to make this the second floor and start adding to this bottom part of the box instead of thinking that this always has to be the bottom and building up. So if you come across different boxes, you can change your sculpture over time. Once you've made it, it doesn't have to always stay the same. It can change and grow. And it can do that with the characters that you add to it as well. Or maybe you want to put plants and flowers over top of it. Maybe you have some fabric flowers laying around for crafts. And you may want to add that to your box. Or you may come across something that just has a really cool texture to it. Oh, I'll show you another diorama that I made. I'll show you two more. So here's one that I didn't paint the outside of the box because it was this cool corrugated cardboard. It kind of goes up and down. It's bumpy. And I liked the way it looked. And I made a little paper version of myself looking at this wall of flowers. And I made these flowers just using construction paper. It's just paper that I cut up and turned into little flowers. And then this was this cool, was part of a floral decoration that a friend gave me. She thought that I would like to use it. So I would just put it up on top. Sometimes it's nice to add a piece of nature to your piece, your artwork. It doesn't have to be boxes. This was an iced tea container. And I made a drawing of myself riding a sturgeon. In Manitoba, we have these really big, beautiful sturgeon that I'm always so fascinated with. And I was imagining I was riding the sturgeon. And I thought it's like I'm in, oh, you can't see it very well because it needs to be fixed a bit, but there's shirts and pants floating around inside. That's a pair of pants. I imagined I'm riding the sturgeon in my washing machine as I'm doing laundry. I thought that was kind of a silly thing to make.
That is so interesting. What a cool thing.
Thanks, Mally. Okay, so what else am I going to add to this? I think I'm going to add something right in the front here, sticking out like a little ledge, because that may be a cool place to put some of my toys to sit on. Yeah. Do that. So I'm just putting half the long piece of tape on the wall and half on the box. And then I'm going to do the same on the bottom part to reinforce it, to make it a little stronger. Really, if you start getting a few different buildings going, you could create a whole world, and you could create vehicles as well.
You inspired us, Colleen. Evan and I are going to build a house for our hamster and see if we can make it a maze.
Oh,
That's
Katie,
cool.
sounds so awesome. Wow, that would be fun.
And just as you said that, the book that we're reading tomorrow is about going. It's called Going Places with Paul Reynolds, and he's going to be encouraging us to make a sculpture that moves. So I hope the boys and girls come back tomorrow and maybe build something that moves.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
I'm gonna send you the site, and if you have kids, Colleen, they can participate too.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. That would be great.
How old are they?
Well, my daughter is, she's 15, but she has a disorder called Rett syndrome. So, so she likes things that are a little younger than most 15-year-olds would like. But she loves making art, and she loves building things, and she loves stories. So it may be.
She'd love Paul.
Oh, that sounds great. It sounds familiar. I wonder if I have that book, Going Places.
Well, I'll show it to you, but his twin brother is Peter Reynolds.
Hold up a little, Mally. His twin brother is what?
You know him. His twin brother is Peter Reynolds.
Peter Reynolds.
The dot.
Oh, how cool. Places. No, maybe I don't have, that doesn't look familiar. Named it. Thank you for showing me.
Well, I hope you come.
I hope I do too. Yeah, if you, so how can I attend? Do I just click on a link, or do you need to invite me? How does that work, Mally?
I'll send you the information. The boys and girls could probably tell you how to get in, but they're building. So, and Logan said he made a garden with an Easter basket stuff in the bottom. Isn't that awesome?
Goodness. Logan, look at that. Oh, that is cool stuff. Wow, look at you building away. That is so amazing. I'm so inspired by your piece, Logan. Thank you. Here's how mine's looking. I've got a few different
wow.
Into it. That'll be the next step that I do, is cut some more windows and maybe add a couple more boxes, maybe some things at the top. And then I'll probably start adding my collage pieces, where I cut things out of the magazine and put them on top. Sometimes if I want to add some color, but I don't have some paint, another thing that I would do is just glue or tape down some pieces of white paper. And it could be pieces that were going to be discarded, that maybe bills came in that your parents are getting rid of the envelope part, and you could just tape or glue down the discarded envelope, and then you could use markers or crayons to color on top of it. Because sometimes the shiny part of a box makes it a little difficult to add colors to. Logan, that's looking amazing.
You know what I love about what Logan did is he didn't know where to start, so he just started. That's what I need for motivation. Sometimes if I don't have the ideas in my brain, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna cut something and get started, and look what happened.
Yes. Awesome. Logan, that's amazing. Wow. So cool. I think I may cut something into the back as well for this. So, and how are we doing for time, everybody? We got a couple more minutes. About time to wrap it up. Oh, can't hear you, Mally, if you're talking.
I think we're just getting close here. We got another,
Just close.
yeah. So about maybe 4 more minutes, Melly? You're muted, Mally, just so you know. No, she's
Sorry, guys. I just want to tell the students that I updated the resource page on the website at connectednorth.org at home. So Colleen's site says Winnipeg Art Gallery with Colleen Leduc. And if you go there, you can find out there. I put in a couple of lessons. There's a one on Kandinsky, which is really cool. One where you make, Colleen, I saw that one. You were making cards. Somebody was
no, it wasn't
cards.
my friend Mary Beth, I think, made the cards. So the 2 lessons I've made, one is building with cardboard. You found that one? There. Okay, and then the one from last week is drawing out your window. So some ideas about drawing things you see out your window, and just being kind of inspired by that.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, that's last week's lesson. For next week, the lesson that goes out, we're going to be looking at some polar bear sculptures, and actually creating a diorama on polar bears. So
well, can we do that? Well, we won't. Well, we'll talk. But that is awesome.
Logan, that looks amazing. I love your art, Logan. That's so cool. Yeah, and then my art website, which I think may be up on your resources page already, ColleenLeduc.com. It has some more detailed images of my dioramas and some sculptures I've done. So you could check that out too. Wow, what are you building with that, Logan? That's so cool.
And Steve says, way to go, Logan, and all the other construction guys and gals.
Awesome.
So we have more construction coming up, and I have a feeling that Katie and I will be asking Colleen to do another structure or construction, maybe a diagram.
totally. We just got a beautiful box from HelloFresh at our house, and we've got sites on making something fun with it to this afternoon. So I'll send you a pic if we get it done, Colleen.
Oh, I'd love to see that. That'd be great. That'd be really nice. Some other ones I've done before are using little jewelry boxes as well. So making little dioramas and scenes in little jewelry boxes. So that's another idea if your parents have a jewelry box around that they're not using anymore.
Yeah.
Sometimes those are really pretty boxes. That
they are pretty
like
boxes.
A pair of earrings comes in or a bracelet. Yeah.
So thank you so much, Colleen. This was fabulous, and I love. Oh, look at you, Logan! You're so proud. That's just awesome. And I wish we could see everybody's pieces of art, but I know we. Oh.
Hold it up one more time, Logan, so everybody can get inspiration from yours.
Wow, I'm so inspired. Look at that. I love it.
We're looking forward to seeing everyone else's, so send us your pics.
Logan, way to go. That's just awesome.
Awesome. So hopefully you guys will come back for more construction tomorrow with Paul Reynolds.
How cool.
Yeah.
Thanks so much again, guys.
Thanks, Colleen. That was awesome. And I love your dioramas and your fairy tale, your castles. Gabriella says, thank you, Colleen.
Thanks, Gabriella, thank you.